In a world where cluttered trash and debris threaten your property, one man is ready to save the day. He's Container Man, your dumpster delivery superhero. Need to clear out your garage? Call Container Man. Remodeling your home? Call Container Man. Demolition waste taking over your job site? Call Container Man. From minor to major projects, Container Man has the perfect size dumpster for every task. With lightning fast delivery and the customer service of a locally owned company, he will help you restore order to your world. When you're ready to fight cluttered trash and debris, call Container Man.
And we say good morning to you. We're broadcasting live today. We're on the road at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Show number 2,348. They said it wouldn't work. We're going strong. We're rocking and rolling right on, as the Doobie Brothers say, right on down the highway. So good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. Lots going on. We're going to be showcasing, again, we'll be talking to Jeff Birchfield, talking NASCAR, talking East Tennessee State football. They open up this Saturday at home against Murray State. We'll take a look at, he did covered some golf yesterday, some high school golf. Brendan Sweeney joins us a little bit later on, the assistant athletic director from Milligan University. He'll be here along and talk a little sports. We got lots going on. Major League Baseball, NFL news, the Raiders making some more news. My boys making some moves to bolster their football team, which we need, of course. College football starts this weekend, starts on Thursday. We'll run down all the top 25 games for you. All that and a whole lot more. High school football, of course, you know, we got the Cyclones. We'll be on the road at Tennessee High on Friday night. Airtime 6:20, kickoff at 7 o'clock. We will have video and audio running a camera. So, yay. Didn't have anything in Science Hill, but Tennessee High says, come on, let's promote our kids, and I love that. Thank you, Blaine Brown, the athletic director for Tennessee High, said absolutely, come up here and promote our kids. So we will have video and audio for the broadcast on Friday night. Richard Van Huss and Isaac Fletcher and yours truly going to bring it to you, and we're looking forward to being there on Friday night. The Stone Castle should be really weather-wise a great night for high school football. So we're going to start with high school sports. We've got soccer to talk about. We've got volleyball. We've got football. We've got the Players of the Week. All that coming up. Let's get it started with the national anthem. We always dedicate our show to the man who hung on the cross. We'll give you the verse of the day and the national anthem. And here we go. Let's bring it in. Who gets to do it today? Oh, boy. How about Faith Hill with the national anthem on the Tom Taylor Sports Show?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the
And back with the Tom Bailey Sports Show. Action, I get fired up if Faith Hill singing the national anthem for you. That's pretty good stuff, to say the least. So, good morning to you. And we are at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. And we are sitting right here where you can smell it pulling in the parking lot. Brandon, our pit master back there, been smoking it all night long. And so we've got oh gosh, where would you start? Here's the menu, of course, Phil's Dream Pit. Again, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26, man, it's good. It's good food. Let's start with the sandwiches. We'll jump into some high school sports here in a second. Pulled chicken, pulled pork, sliced brisket, pulled beef, an all-beef smoked hot dog. You can get the jalapeno cheddar dog, the chicken salad sandwich, the sliced smoked turkey sandwich, which is my fave. This is my turn, my place to ring the bell. Got to get the bell out of the bag, so... Here you go. It's here. There you go. Ring that bell. The sliced smoked turkey sandwich. Awesome. Hello, Bob Blackwell. Hello, Big Daddy Dale. What you doing, buddy? The sampler platter. Your choice of meats with 2 sides. 2 meats for $20. You can't beat it. Choice of ribs, brisket, pork, pulled chicken, pulled beef, turkey, Italian sausage. Then your sides. You have options of baked beans, green beans, hash brown casserole, coleslaw, potato salad, macaroni salad, mac and cheese, all right here at Phil's. The quest for perfect barbecue, our great pregame sponsor of Cyclone football. He loves it. In fact, he's already sold a what do you want to call it? He's already sold a group in Elizabethton. Heard the ad and said, hey, we want to use Phil's Dream Pit barbecue for this get-together. Thank you for doing that. 349-6437 is the number to call. Let's see who's playing football. Thursday night, we got 5 games. It's Labor Day weekend. Some of the teams are playing on Thursday. Hello, Brandy Wallen. How you doing, lady? Unicoi County will be at Northview Academy. Gatlinburg Pittman at Cocke County. Pigeon Forge at Seymour. Happy Valley hosting Cloudland. And West Green will be at North Green. That's on Thursday. High school football Friday night. Get our game, video and audio. 6:20 airtime. It's the 89th meeting between the Cyclones and Tennessee High. Started back in 1924. Coach Mule Brown was the coach of the Cyclones in that first game, first time they played them. And so we'll be at the Stone Castle, 6:20 airtime, 7 o'clock kickoff, video and audio, or audio and video. Isaac Fletcher does a wonderful job. He's running the camera for us on Friday night. Dobbins Minute hosting Asheville, North Carolina. Science Hill goes to Morristown West this week. Westridge, next week's home opener for the Cyclones. They'll play at Crockett Friday night. Morristown east at Hardin Valley. Sevier County hosting Jeff County. South Green at Daniel Boone. Boone got shellacked 30-0 in the first game against Volunteer. Volunteer with Jeremy Wagner, the new coach. They're jacked up down in Churchill. We'll be down there in a couple of weeks. Take on the Falcons at a regional game. Campbell County will be at Cherokee Friday night. Sullivan East back home to open things up against Chucky Doak. Volunteer talking about the Falcons on the road at Claiborne, trying to go 2-0 for the first time in a long time. Greenville hosting Upperman. The Bees are coming out of Middle Tennessee to battle Greenville on Friday night. You also have Granger, the Grizzlies, a future opponent for the Cyclones, hosting Union County. Johnson County playing Hampton at Happy Valley. You know that. They use their field this year. Thomas Walker at Cumberland Gap. Unaka, the Rangers, hosting J.I. Burton out of Virginia. Providence Academy goes to Franklin Christian. The Chattanooga Patriots will be at Tri-Cities Christian playing football. That's in Tennessee. Now in Virginia, your football for Friday night will be Twin Springs at Northwood. John Battle and Abington to battle the Falcons. Union will be at Lehigh. Grundy at Ridgeview. Twin Valley at Castlewood. And Y Central will be at Eastside. That's your Virginia games on Friday night. There's a Thursday night game this week. Gate City will be at Ridgeland. So that's what gets it all started for Virginia this week. Now we go to soccer. Busy soccer night tonight. Lady Cyclones hosting Volunteer. Tennessee High Dobbins Minute. Again, first kick at 6 o'clock for Elizabethton tonight. Lady Cyclones and Volunteer. Tennessee High Dobbins Minute. Westridge or Crockett. Unicoi County hosting Sullivan East. Cherokee will be at Granger in soccer. Daniel Boone at Science Hill. Jeff County at Greenville. And Gatlinburg, Pittman, and University High, and Chucky Doak soccer hosting Cosby. we've got volleyball tonight. Busy night for volleyball. Elizabethton goes to Greenville to battle the Green Devils, which will be a barn burner. Always is in any sport between those two. Daniel Boone will be at Crockett tonight in volleyball. Tennessee High will be at Dobbins Minute. Science Hill hosting Westridge. Sullivan East volleyball at Unicoi County. Johnson County at Chucky Doak. Granger volleyball at Cherokee. Volunteer volleyball at Claiborne. Hampton will play at Kachia, the homeschoolers. North Green will be at Towering Oaks. Gate City, Virginia at Providence Academy. And West Green will be at Berean Christian. Those are the volleyballs. Games or matches for today, Tuesday, August the 26th. Hard to believe. September 1st will be on Monday, Labor Day. So there you go. Cyclone football again, 6:20 airtime, video and audio and video coming up on Friday from the historic Stone Castle. 89th meeting between the two. Sean's won 6 straight against them. We'll see how that goes. Can he make it 7 in a row? They lose their opening game 30-13 at Westridge. We lose our opening game to Science Hill 27-20. So two teams looking for a victory. We'll see how that goes. Again, coming up on Friday night from the Stone Castle. We're excited about going up there. I know that. It's a fun place to go, and we're looking forward to it. Tom Taylor Sports Show. We're on the road again. We're here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. We'll take a break and jump in, take a look at college football, top 25 college football, see who's playing where. It starts on Thursday night. Also, Brian's going to join us coming up here in a few minutes to tell you how you can get for football Friday nights or Saturdays or even Sundays. I can get some great barbecue from right here at Phil's Dream Pit, and it is awesome. Whew. Goodness gracious sakes alive. Martha White, it's good stuff. We'll take a break. We'll come right back, and we'll jump in and take a look. Well, let's do the high school football. Let me do that real quick before we go to the break. Almost forgot that. So the players of the week. These are from the Johnson City Press. The one-star player of the week was Ethan Amix from Westridge. Amix, 158 yards, couple of touchdowns to beat Tennessee High. The two-star player of the week was Malik Anderson. We saw him. He can play. 18 carries, 82 yards. He's the two-star player of the week. The three-star is Avery Hatcher from Unicoi County. 6 catches, 144 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. They beat Crockett. Your four-star player of the week was Levi Chappell, the quarterback. Long-haired country boy. I like it. Got him some long hair going on there. Chappell, 13 out of 21, 232 and a touchdown. And he rushed for 38. So Levi Chappell, I know his daddy well. Kid can play. He's a great kid, or young man. He's the four-star. The five-star player of the week was Bryson Christian out of Volunteer. 13 carries, 207 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. Volunteers' first victory since 2022. They whitewashed Daniel Boone 30-0. An old-fashioned butt whooping for the Trailblazers. So Volunteer won it. Their chance to go 2-0 as they head off to, where did I say they're playing? Going to Claiborne? Yep, going to Claiborne Friday night. So see how that goes. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk. Brian's going to join us in a few minutes. We'll take a look at top 25 college football coming up. Hello, Inez. How you doing, lady? We're here at Phil's Dream Pit. You just pull in the parking lot. You start smelling the smoked barbecue where they smoke it all night long out behind the restaurant and the smoker. And it is plumb good. I'm going to tell you that. It is awesome. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll take a look at top 25 college football on show number 2,348 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. We start them off at 4. Dream Pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides. Gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertising out from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, 1.5 quarts of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had A group at Eastman just ordered a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you, or as few as 4. So an even number, however many you want. $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open.
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media.
Social media on Facebook. Maybe Instagram later if one of my kids shows me how to use it, but right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch you, so we'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
Website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is.
Talk
That's our buddy Jeff.
Going to talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, to give the verse today, we always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross, the Lord Jesus. We don't make any apologies for that one for sure. Isaiah 41:13 says, now listen to this. If you think you're by yourself, you ain't. Bad English, but you ain't. For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear. I will help you. How about that? For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. Whew. Thank you, God, for that awesome promise. Thank you, Inez. Yeah, we talked about that. We got Providence doing volleyball night against Gate City. That's good. We ran down the volleyball schedule for you, and the soccer and football. Let's take a look at college football. It gets cranked up Thursday night. 25th ranked Boise State traveling to South Florida to battle the Bulls. On Friday night, 12th ranked Illinois checkbook game against the Western Illinois football team. 12th ranked Fighting Illini. That's a lofty preseason pick. We'll see if they can live up to it. They should have no problem with Western Illinois. It should be a checkbook game on Friday night. On Saturday, here we go. It's the biggie at 12 o'clock. Top-ranked Texas. I wouldn't be Arch Manning for nothing in the world. This kid, you talk about pressure. Talk about expectations. He's the quarterback for Texas. He's the grandson of Archie Manning. You know the bloodline. Everything this kid does is under a microscope. A lot of pressure. Top-ranked Texas at number 3. Ohio State. Inez says love Phil's barbecue. It is smoking good. They love the Tom Taylor Sports Show. They love Cyclone Sports. He's our pregame sponsor. He's going to be with us here in a minute. Labor Day coming up. Going to be watching football. You don't want to cook, ladies or guys. Either one of you don't want to cook. Come out here and get you some meat by the pound. Get you some dream packs, as you just heard him talk about. I'm telling you, it's good. Be loyal, buy local. Buy it right here at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. The hash brown casserole, it's worth the drive. I'm telling you, it is good. I don't know what it does different, but the hash brown casserole here at Phil's is top shelf, no question. All right, let's run down some more top 25 football. 24th ranked Syracuse and the Tennessee Volunteers, 24th ranked Vols, will be squaring off at noon on Saturday, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. We'll have Brown on here in just a second. He's going to tell you it's Labor Day weekend. The late John Ward says it's football time in Tennessee, so when you want to go watch a game, you don't want to cook, perfect. Let Phil's do it for you. Meat by the pound. Dream Packs, he's going to tell us about in a second. 20th ranked Indiana, hosting Old Dominion checkbook game. 22nd ranked Iowa State checkbook game against South Dakota. Be a lot of checkbook games on Saturday. Number 2, Penn State hosting Nevada. Whoa. But here's the upset special. Here it's coming right here, folks. You're getting ready to hear it. On Saturday, down between the hedges, we are Marshall going to Georgia. Going to beat them like a snare drum. It's going to be bad, ugly. Can he keep a straight face? We'll get beat by 100 points. But I'm a Marshall man. Florida State, good ball game. 8th ranked Alabama and Florida State on Saturday, Tallahassee. The ghost of Randy Moss comes out of retirement. He's picking on me already. He's already starting. He's already starting to throw digs at me. It's getting ugly over here. Fight. 7th ranked Oregon and Montana State. Bless his heart. Poor Cam. 18th ranked Oklahoma and Illinois State. Let me finish up with these in a second. I want to get him on because he's busy. His place is rocking. Let me take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll get him on. Let him talk about what's going on at Phil's Dream Pit, their quest for a perfect barbecue. We'll do that. Let's let Michaela talk. She's going to talk about catering opportunities, and we'll be right back with the head honcho, Brian Pipkin, talking Tennessee football. I'll get his take on some of the big college games, some of those just mentioned. The other big ones, we'll talk LSU, Clemson, Florida State, Alabama, probably Auburn, Baylor, and the biggie, of course, Texas and Ohio State and Columbus on Saturday. But first, this from Phil's Dream Pit. This is show for Tom Taylor, show number 2,348. We'll be right back after this on the Tom Taylor Sports. Buddy Michaela Miller from Phil's Dream Pit. Catering. Tell us catering opportunities using Phil's Dream Pit.
Well, where do I start? You call me, you tell me how many people you want. It's $13.99 per person. It'll be a 15% gratuity on top of that with a $200 setup and serve fee. And what that's going to get you is me and a team of 5 or 6, depending on how many I need, will come out. I'll set up my food. I make your sandwiches. We'll serve all your sides. We clean up, get out of your hair, and you never know we were there.
What are the options on the menu?
Pretty much it's open game.
Anything?
Open game.
Yep.
Okay, the hash brown casserole. We don't do the hash brown casserole in bulk or catering at all.
349-6437. Catering opportunities for any event coming up. Give them a call right here at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue, catering any event. Call her, ask for Michaela, and let her step you through how she can help you with catering from Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and on Cyclone Football. We're back. We're ready to go. Andrew Lewis, Northeast Community Credit Union. Readers are winners. Year number 2. We're jacked up to do it again this year.
We're so excited.
Yep, we are excited. And so it's a chance for these kids at Eastside Elementary, Westside Elementary, and Harold McCormick Elementary win some cool prizes for reading. What's going on?
The first 9 weeks, we're going to be giving out those cool water bottles. Second 9 weeks, T-shirts.
T-shirts with a new design.
Absolutely. New color, all that fun stuff. The third 9 weeks, we're going to have a sweet new sticker. We'll get more into that later. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whole point is readers are winners. Year number 2 at the 3 elementary schools and Elizabethton City Schools. Thanks to Northeast Community Credit Union. They're paying for all this to their corporate sponsor, and we love them for doing that. The bottom line is leaders are readers, readers are winners. Year number 2, getting ready to get started up soon, like right now, right away, for all these youngsters, again, at Harold McCormick, Westside and Eastside Elementary. Big thanks to the Northeast Community Credit Union for partnering with us to do Readers Are Winners in Elizabethton City Schools. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we're live here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue, and it's good. Oh, it's good. Thank you. He's already got some folks in Elizabethton saying, we want your food, and so he's getting ready to feed, I think, the senior football players with the Cyclones. I think that's how it's going to do. So thank you. Once you have it, you're hooked, I can tell you that. Love it, love it, love it. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm good. How, Tom? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I love coming out and promoting this man. So on a side note, away from what we're getting ready to talk about, he put on the internet the other day the fact that when you go to Neyland Stadium, it's cashless now. Well, we still take cash here at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. And, you know, I want to again thank him publicly for what he does. He pushes the Lord. He should push the Lord. He does a lot for our community under the auspices of the Lord, and I appreciate that, sir. So thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Tom. We take credit cards too, and
Yeah.
if you added up the bill I have to take credit cards every year, you could buy a pretty nice new car at the end of every year.
There you go.
So yeah, we do both.
And just for the record, his sweet tea is smoking good. I drink it all the time out here. Got a big old cup full. So We'll get into how it's football time in Tennessee. Play John Ward's. We'll get into that in a minute. Let's get his take on some games. Tennessee Syracuse on Saturday down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think it's a big game for Tennessee football. What do you think?
It's a must-win for Tennessee football. You know, the 98, certainly you look back to 98, I think, when we played Syracuse, or 97, when you have Peyton Manning and Donovan McNabb squaring off against each other. And that was a great classic game. I don't think that either team, despite Tennessee being a playoff team last year, is at the level they were at that time. But I still think you got a really good football game. I think Tennessee is probably underranked right now at 24.
Yep.
I believe they're a better team than that. I don't know they're quite a top 10 team, but I think they're a top 15 team. And I think that there's a real good chance that they will they'll try to make a statement at Syracuse, and I hope they do. Certainly the Oklahoma game, outstanding. Heupel's not been very good on the road, so let's see. This will be a real good test. We don't know where Syracuse is ranked because they don't rank. I mean, they're not ranked in the top 25, but certainly they beat Tennessee. They might be. So I think they're just on the verge of that. I think it'd be a really good football game, and I'm excited to see what happens and what we've got here. How Joey Aguilar plays. It certainly be a great story if he had a good year.
Yep.
And that's what we're going to hope for. We're going to hope for a great story at the end of the year.
Absolutely.
And not the story of what could have been if we'd had McIntyre or Merklinger in from week one, like we always do when we replace the quarterback in week 3.
We have abolished his name. The Lord died for him. Good luck to him out there in California. We don't mention him anymore. He's gone.
I don't know who that guy is. That's right.
The man is Joey Aguilar. Hello, Steve Shipley, our great former coach of Dobbins Minute, watching down in Middle Tennessee. Thank you. Reba Whitehead, Dia Smith, Inez Burton says, love Phil's barbecue. You're right. We do too. Hello to Jeff and Laura Honeycutt, Tina Perkins, Tim Whaley, Joe May, Junior Campbell over in Elizabeth, and he's been out there before. He loves it. Lisa Baker says, oh, yum, yum. We love Phil's. So there you go. Jeremy McDuffie, hello, sir. How you doing? So that's the first in the big game, obviously. Ohio State at top-ranked Texas, and number 3 Ohio State in Columbus at noon. As I said at the outset of the show today, I wouldn't be Arch Manning. This kid's got more pressure on him. I mean, everything he does is under a microscope. You know, is he the real deal? I don't know. Steve Spurrier said last year, if he's that good, why didn't he start last year? Pretty good point. But Texas goes into Ohio State and Columbus Saturday to play. Who wins that game, sir?
Ohio State. Ohio State wins that game, and I think they win it in a walk.
Do you really?
I really do. Yeah.
Wow.
I think do I think Arch Manning's the real deal? I think that with the pressure this young man has on him, if he shows he's the real deal, he's every bit as much of the real deal as his two uncles were in the NFL. You know, I mean, this guy, he's got to be unstoppable, but I just can't imagine anybody having to live up to that hype. I think we all thought that Ohio State Tennessee would be a pretty decent ball game, and we figured out real quick how much better Ohio State was than Tennessee was. And I think you're going to see that Ohio State's it's just absolutely a top tier juggernaut.
Big boy football.
Yeah, there are many years that I've said, put them in the SEC and let's see what happens. I don't want them in the SEC right now. Let's worry about playing Ohio State when it comes playoff time. They believe in themselves. They believe in their coach. They have the highest payroll in college football, and it's Ohio State. I think they're going to kick. I think they're absolutely going to boat race Texas. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I think this is going to be an ugly football game. You do have a young quarterback that's not got a lot of experience, and again, going back much like the Tennessee playoff game, when things start to go wrong, that's when young quarterbacks have problems. That's where experience comes in and going, let's calm down, let's live to fight another day. We're down by 14 points. We can make that up, but we do it one play at a time. Young quarterbacks want to make 14 points on one play.
Yep.
And usually that turns into being 28 points behind.
Good point. Hello to Andy in West Virginia watching. How you doing? Hello to Patsy Lyons. We're live here again at Phil's Dream Pit. Alabama, sophomore season for DeBoer, going down to Florida State to take on the Seminoles. Mike Norvell says, we got something for you in Tallahassee. 8th-ranked Bama at Florida State. Who wins that game Saturday, sir?
Mike Norvell better have something for him if he wants to have a job at the end of the year. I don't even know if he'll make it to the tarmac to get fired. No.
Wow.
You would think you'd think Florida State's got to be better. I mean, they couldn't be much worse, and that's a team that just completely gave up last year. I have no idea what happened there. Should be a fun game. Jury's out on whether DeBoer can coach in the SEC or not. He didn't look. If DeBoer goes and has that same season at Auburn, even at LSU, it's probably a success, but it was a bad season for Alabama. You certainly can't get beat by Vanderbilt. And if he gets beat by Florida State, as bad as they were last year, he better hope Florida State's really, really good for the rest of the year. Because if he loses to Florida State and then Florida State loses to Duke or whoever's on their schedule, like it goes downhill like it did last year, people are going to be calling for their heads. He's got to start winning the games he's supposed to win. You can't afford to lose the games you're supposed to win at Alabama. And the unfortunate thing is they expect you to win all of them.
That's how it rolls in Tuscaloosa. The last ones, this is a biggie too. 9th-ranked LSU at number 4 Clemson on Saturday evening. It's going to be a great ball game at Death Valley, Clemson. So all the buzz, and Dabo said we got the team to run the table and go undefeated, which is bulletin board material, I would think, would be if I was a coach of another team. LSU at Clemson. Who gets that one?
I certainly hope Clemson does. My gut tells me to take LSU in this game, but I just love to watch Brian Kelly lose. There's really not much on this planet that I like watching more than for Brian Kelly and that fake Southern accent to get up there and complain about everything but himself. Everything went wrong with the coaching. The coaching's always stellar when Brian Kelly's at the helm.
There you go. We're live here at Phil's Dream Pit. So let's run it. Let's hit this right here because I want him to talk about his product. So here we go. Let's hit this magic button. One of our great sponsors, the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, Phil's Dream Pit. Football's here. Brian Pipkin, the owner. How can you feed the team, feed the gang, feed folks for football season? What are options for Phil's?
The great thing, we're set up, Tom, for events large or small. When you want to take things and make things easy. We have our Dream Packs to go that give you your meat, give you your choice of 3 sides, your buns, your barbecue sauce. You just throw that on a plate and you're ready to go. So you can just set it out, set pans out for your friends to grab whatever they want. You're having a big party at your house for watch the Vols whip up on Syracuse or whoever it is they're playing this week, where we go in Tennessee, Alabama, whatever game it is, we've got you covered with those Dream Packs. And if you're going, you know what, I've got everybody bringing nachos and sides and all this little finger foods, but I want something a little more substantial, you can get meat by the pound, and we can set that up for you where you just have the meat and everybody can bring a side and get you ready to go. So meat by the pound or Dream Packs to go, either one. Great way to feed a bunch of people on a budget.
349-60 or 423-349-6437 is the number to call. Website is
philsdreampit.com. Also be looking for our Phil's Dream Pit food truck. You can follow where it's going to be set up at philsdreampit.com. We run that thing all over the Tri-Cities. We've got it in Elizabethton sometimes, Kingsport, Johnson City, over in Bristol occasionally. So wherever you are, follow the Phil's Dream Pit food truck. You can get the barbecue on the go there without having to drive out to Eastern Star.
Lots of options. Great sponsor, Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Give them a call. Let them take care of your next activity, next need, whatever it is, at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. There you go. We just made ourselves a commercial. Wait a minute, we're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
No, we're live. We're live. So let's talk, because NFL season's coming up. If you want to feed the gang on Sunday, now you're closed on Sundays and Mondays. How can we come in and get food to do it on Sunday?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Tom. So we are still to my knowledge, the only restaurant in Sullivan County with what they call a HACCP plan, which basically allows us to vacuum seal our meat when it comes off of our smoker. We have a very specific procedure for cooling that, keeping it safe, getting it down to refrigerated temperature and then down to freezer temperature, and monitoring it all along the way. So what that means is that we can give you food refrigerated cold that you can reheat, and you can get the exact same quality that you get in the restaurant the day it comes off, because it comes off the smoker, gets vacuum sealed in airtight bags right away, rather than something that's been left over and drying out for 2 days by the time you get a hold of it. So basically, we put that in vacuum seal bags, just drop that in a pot of water. That heats up your meat. Your baked beans can just throw in the oven the same way that we do it here. And we can get you a meal ready to go that's really, really easy to heat up at home and have for your Sunday afternoon parties.
I want to do another one while I got you here. There's a lot of barbecue places out there. Let's hit this right here with one of our great sponsors, Brian Pipkin, of course, right here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. A lot of barbecue places out there. Why Phil's Dream Pit? What separates you from everybody else?
You know, Tom, the Lord really blessed this business. I don't like to talk about us versus other places. It's just not really my place to say who's better or anything. I will say, you know, our customers speak, and they always come out. They always support us. We've won Best Ribs and Barbecue in Kingsport for more years than I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
I actually asked the Times News one day how many years we have won it, and their representative told me their records don't go back that far. So
There you go.
there is that. You know, my Uncle Phil used to set up at Racks by the Tracks every year and then got away from that, and Brandon and I decided that we wanted to do Racks by the Tracks again in conjunction with our friend Jerry, who runs our food truck. So we ran our food truck and one of our smokers up there by Racks by the Tracks. First time we've been up there since, I think, 2010, and won Best Ribs
Oh, yeah.
at Racks by the Tracks. So the restaurant continues to win awards. I think, again, it's God's blessing on that. I just want to be a humble servant. As long as the customers are happy, and we try to give people good portions for the price they're paying. We try to be fair in everything we do. We try to support our community and support the mission that God has for this restaurant, and let everything else fall in place. It's nothing I'm doing. It's these people that you see walking around here behind me. It's Brandon and Shelly and Katie and Cam in the kitchen, and we can't do it alone. We believe if you treat those people right, that they'll treat our customers right, and that's the model we base everything on. And we believe that the good people make good food and good service. So
423-349-6437. The quest for perfect barbecue, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. I'm very proud to have this man as a sponsor. Again, Brian and the folks at Phil's Dream Pit, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. There you go.
Man, you make me cringe every time you go. That's a proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports.
Make you cringe? Why would you cringe? No, you didn't. But you didn't. You let that dog lie. But he's a.
I told your buddy, though, I said, well, I was not till graduate, but I'm going to help y'all out.
There you. I love it. Appreciate you, sir. I know you can get back doing your thing. So
Jeremy will stand up about the toppers for both of you.
that's it. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back, continue on Top 25 College Football. Jeff Birchall's here at the top of the hour talking ETSU football. Their season opener Saturday against Murray State. Hello to Linda Pierce watching in Ohio. Thank you for watching, lady. We'll be right back after this. We're live here at Phil's. We'll talk more college football. Jeff Birchall here talking about NASCAR. The playoffs start this weekend in Darlington. ETSU football. He also was out yesterday covering some golf on the high school level. All that when he gets here in a few minutes on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
The greatest labor-saving device of the 21st century is here. It's the revolutionary grocery delivery service from Food City, powered by Instacart. It's perfect for busy professionals, moms on the go, or anyone looking to have more free time. Just shop online for the same fresh meat, farm fresh produce, and all your grocery needs delivered straight to your door. Visit foodcitydelivers.com.
And back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Let's start from the top again. We got started and Brian sit down, so let's start all over again. We'll start from on Thursday's top 25 college football game. We'll run her through to the conclusion of Monday, Labor Day. On Thursday night, Boise State, 25th ranked, will be at South Florida. Friday, 12th ranked Illinois hosting Western Illinois. On Saturday, top-ranked Texas at Ohio State. Brian says Ohio State in a cakewalk. That's interesting. It's the first time I've heard that one. Hello to Marlon Randy Boyd. Thank you for watching. Also on Saturday, of course, 24th ranked Tennessee and Syracuse at noon at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Forget Joey Aguilar. I mean, he's important. Who's going to run the ball? Is it going to be Lewis or Bishop? Who's going to tote the mail? That's what you got to me, that's what you got to get established on Saturday. And yes, you get quarterback play, but you got to have somebody that's back here toting the mail in the SEC. You got to be able to run the ball in the SEC. Real simple. Hello, Kevin Johnson. Thank you for watching. 20th ranked Indiana will host Old Dominion, checkbook game. What is a checkbook game? Somebody asked me today. We write them a check and send them home. They're going to get, and that's why they come. They get their brains beat out. There's a chance they'll win, but statistics show, percentages show they don't. So Iowa State, 22nd ranked, will have South Dakota. That's a checkbook game. Number 2, Penn State, hosting Nevada. 5th ranked Georgia, they've set this up to be a checkbook game with Marshall, but it's not going to happen. The Thundering Herd will upset Georgia on Saturday. Mark it down. 3:30 kickoff. It'll be the loss of the Rock College football. My Thundering Herd, my alma mater, is going to go into Georgia. It's a Swiffer game. Going to mop them up like a Swiffer mop. Can't wait. What Brian do with my bell? He wouldn't even let, here it is. He took my bell. He wouldn't let me, or move my bell, so there you go. Marshall wins at Georgia. Mark it down. 8th ranked Alabama at Florida State. That's going to be a good one. DeBoer's got to come out of the gate. Can he do it? We'll see. His sophomore season. Hello to Wayne Eastep. Love you, brother. Thank you. What you do for our church at Pleasant Beach. You and your son, you do. And the rest of those guys, that bluegrass band, they're really, really good. Really good. They go out on tour. They do the praise, and when we have special events, they play, and Dwayne can sing and pick. And he's a brother in Christ. That's what I like. 7th ranked Oregon, checkbook game, Montana State. 18th ranked Oklahoma, Venables, a little bit of a hot seat in Boomer Sooner. We shouldn't have any problem with Illinois State on Saturday. 19th ranked Texas A&M playing University of Texas at San Antonio. 17th ranked Kansas State against North Dakota. 15th ranked Florida against Long Island. That's not it. That is a school. I went and looked. I didn't know there was a school Long Island, but there is, and it won't be any problem. 14th ranked Michigan, checkbook game against New Mexico. They're in 7:30 in Ann Arbor. 4th ranked Clemson and 9th ranked LSU. I love Clemson. I love Dabo Swinney because he'll stand for the Lord Jesus and doesn't make any pretenses. No apologies. He'll talk about him anywhere, anytime. That's a man's man. Clemson, all for the Tigers, probably because of Dabo and his stand for the Lord more than the football team. Used to be the same way with Mark Richt when he was the coach of Georgia. Anyway, Clemson and 9th ranked LSU at 7:30 in Clemson. 23rd ranked Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, and Arkansas Pine Bluff. Yeah, that's a checkbook game. 21st ranked Ole Miss and Georgia State on Saturday night. Then you have SMU, the Mustangs, number 16 in the country, hosting East Texas A&M. Then 11th ranked Arizona State hosting Northern Arizona. And that all will be on Saturday. On Sunday, 2 good football games. Now, the Virginia Tech Hokies, our other regional team, not getting much airtime. Everybody's talking about Tennessee, and understandably so. But the Hokies will be in Atlanta to battle South Carolina, 13th ranked Gamecocks at 3 o'clock on Sunday. And then the night game, 7:30, number 6 Notre Dame, number 10 Miami. Not a lot's been said about that one. It's going to be a big football game. The Fighting Irish and the Hurricanes in Florida. It's going to be hot in Florida for that football game. And there you go. That's your top 25 football games for this weekend. Of course, none bigger than Atlanta for the Tennessee fan base than the Volunteers and the Syracuse Orangemen. Jeff Burchell will be here in a few minutes. Sports writer of the Johnson City Press, who covers East Tennessee State. The Bucks have Murray State at home for the home opener and the season opener on Saturday. Also, the NASCAR playoffs crank up. NASCAR gets it cranked up in Darlington. The track too tough to tame as they call it, called the Black Widow. The thing about Darlington, it's down there in South Carolina, of course, and the sand will blow across a little bit, not a lot, just enough across that asphalt track in Darlington. Creates a lot of grit on the track, man. It eats up tires and brakes in Darlington. So it'll be being interesting what he thinks about the playoffs and whatever else he got on his mind. A little bit later on, Brendan Sweeney's going to be with us from Milligan University. So all that straight ahead, we're live here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Again on this absolute gorgeous Tuesday. Fall's in the air. It's going to warm back up, but we got a definite twinge of fall down to the 40s down here tonight in the mountains in the East Tennessee. So it's around the corner, cooler weather, colder weather, so we're getting a little taste of it. It's a nice break from the 90s. It's going to heat back up, of course, from the dog days, and September will be warm as well, but this is kind of a precursor to what's coming. Quick break. We'll be back with more after this from Phil's Dream Pit. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Buddy Michaela Miller from Phil's Dream Pit. Catering. Tell us catering opportunities using Phil's Dream Pit.
Well, where do I start? You call me, you tell me how many people you want. It's $13.99 per person. It'll be a 15% gratuity on top of that with a $200 setup and serve fee. And what that's going to get you is me and a team of 5 or 6, depending on how many I need, will come out. I'll set up my food. I make your sandwiches. We'll serve all your sides. We clean up, get out of your hair, and you never know we were there.
What are the options on the menu?
Pretty much it's open game.
Anything?
Yeah, open game.
Yep.
Okay, the hash brown casserole. We don't do the hash brown casserole in bulk or catering at all.
349-6437. Catering opportunities for any event coming up. Give them a call right here at Phil's Dream Pit. The quest for perfect barbecue, catering any event. Call her, ask for Michaela, and let her step you through how she can help you with catering from Phil's Dream Pit. One of our great sponsors on the Tom Taylor Sports Show and on Cyclone Football. And back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. One more story, college football, which is a biggie. Venmo. Yeah, this is where we are in college sports. Check this out. The NCAA and online payment service Venmo announcing yesterday a partnership aiming to combat abuse and harassment of college athletes, some of whom have reported receiving unwanted requests for money from losing bettors and solicitation for inside information. Hey, man, what can you tell us? What can you tell us? Can you give us a little inside scoop what's going on? It will feature a dedicated hotline for athletes to report abuse and harassment, education on account security, and increased monitoring of their programs, of themselves, rather. Venmo's security team will monitor social media trends and events during games such as last-second missed field goals that have triggered surges and unwanted interactions. This is nuts. This is crazy. NCAA says research that close to 20% of, you can take it off if you want to, 20% of online abuse and harassment directed at college basketball and football players on social media is connected to sports betting. No, when they said we could start putting kiosks on college campuses to gamble. No, it's going to be okay. Here it is. Got to have Venmo to come on here to help receiving unwanted requests. He's going to the athletes now. Unwanted requests for money from losing bettors and solicitation for inside information. What a crock. That's where we are, though, folks. That is where we are in the world of college athletics. All right, let's take a quick look at baseball. Cal Raleigh making history last night. Home run number 50. First catcher to ever clear at least 50 home runs in Major League Baseball. Wow, what a season this guy's having. So Raleigh is now 4 home runs away from tying Mickey Mantle for the most home runs ever launched by a switch hitter in a single season, which is 54. Raleigh now 6 home runs away from tying Ken Griffey Jr.'s single-season franchise record for the Mariners at 56. Wow, they've got 30 games left. I like my odds to see Raleigh, who's hit 3 home runs in the last 2 days, to hit 4 more to tie Mickey Mantle and 5 to break it for the most home runs by a switch hitter in a single season. Mickey Mantle. Pretty impressive. All right, let's take a look at the standings real quick. Jeff Birchfield's here. We're going to talk Buck football, NASCAR. My boys are heading down to the, as we said before the break, the Black Widow, the track too tough to tame in Darlington. All right, baseball. Blue Jays, 5-game lead over the Red Sox. Yankees 5.5 out in the East. And the Central, Detroit 10.5 better than the second place Kansas City Royals. In the West, the Astros lead the Mariners by 1.5 games. Evan Carter out till September the 19th with a broken wrist. Rangers are 7 games back now on the outside looking in of a wild card bid. In the National League, Phillies lead the Mets by 6 in the East. In the Central, Brewers lead the Cubbies by 5.5. But the Cubs are the hottest team right now in baseball. They've won 3 in a row and 8 out of 10. In the West, the Dodgers with a 1-game lead over the Padres. Dodgers have won 2 in a row, 6 out of 10. Here's your schedule for today. Everything under the lights. Boston and Baltimore. Tampa Bay, Cleveland. The Braves and Miami. They lost last night. Alcantara will be on the mound for Miami, and Walter will go for the Braves tonight. Washington and New York against the Yankees. Minnesota, Toronto. Philadelphia, the Mets, game 2 of that one. Luzardo going to mound. Jesus Luzardo for the Phillies tonight. That one being played in New York. And they will go for the Mets. Kansas City, the White Sox. Arizona, Milwaukee. The Pirates in St. Louis to battle the Cardinals. Angels in Texas. Houston hosting Colorado. San Diego at Seattle. The Reds in L.A. to battle the Dodgers. Nick Martinez of the Reds. Clayton Kershaw will go for the Dodgers in L.A. Cubs in San Francisco. Justin Verlander on the mound for the Giants. Detroit and the Athletics will do it in Sacramento. That's your Major League schedule for this Tuesday. All right, quick break. He's here. He joins us coming up. Be ready to go. My man, he's in the house with a plethora of information. Yeah, that would be Jeff Birchfield, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. He joins us next. We're live at Phil's Dream Pit on the Tom Taylor Sports.
Really easy way to feed a family or a bunch of people. And we start them off at 4. Dream pack for 4 runs $32.99, gives you a pound of meat. You can do pulled pork or pulled chicken, either one at that price. 3 sides, it's a pint each, so it's a 4-ounce serving of meat, 4-ounce serving of 3 different sides. Gives you a really good meal that'll fill you up. It's not something that you eat and you're hungry later, an hour later. I'm going to include your buns, your barbecue sauce. Instead of picking up a pizza, come by here, pick up a Dream Pack. Your family will thank you. And if you need it for more people, the breakdown on it's $8.25 a person. 12 people, for instance, is $99. You'll see that advertising out from us in a lot of different places. Feed 12 people for $99. That gives you 2 pounds of meat, 1.5 quarts of each side. Still gives you the bun, still the barbecue sauce. Really, really popular. I had a group at Eastman just order a 16 for Wednesday. So you call us ahead. We can do as many people as you want. We do 100 people, 200 people. We'll put those in pans for you, or as few as 4. So in even numbers, however many you want, $8.25 a person. You can't beat it.
Cannot beat it, folks. Again, here at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. The phone number is 349-6437. Hours are open.
11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday. We take Sunday and Monday off, but we're here the rest of the week.
Social media?
Social media on Facebook. Maybe Instagram later if one of my kids shows me how to use it, but right now it's on Facebook. That's where people watch you, so we'll figure they've got it here.
And the website is?
The website is philsdreampit.com.
You got it.
I see a familiar face here. Looks like he's ready to talk to you.
He is. That's our buddy Jeff.
Going to talk some NASCAR, I'm betting.
That's our buddy Brian Pipkin, the owner of Phil's Dream Pit, one of our great sponsors here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, one of my favorite guys come on the show because he's always ready. He has no notes. It's all noggin. It's noggin knowledge, what I call it. Jeff Birchwood, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, sir.
Thank you for coming. We saw him Friday night at the football game, had a lightning delay. Slow start for the Cyclones, dug a hole 14-0, had a lightning delay. We said on the air that Sean would regroup that football team, and he did. And a play here, play there, they could have won the game. But credit Science Hill. They got a big football team. They got a talented football team. What was your take of the game? You covered it.
Just a great game. I mean, obviously, I hate it's in the lightning delay. It kills us when the newspaper business deadline between that and the late start and the TV game with all those timeouts. Didn't have a snowball's chance of getting that thing in. But the thing is with Elizabeth and like you said, very impressive. Sean, great call on the play where he had Justin Whitehead. I get Justin, all those guys. But Justin Whitehead hit Zach Wallen on that 75-yard touchdown.
On that option, yeah.
That was terrific, play call there. Had another sort of trick play there toward the end of the game, and the receiver dropped the ball. Otherwise, who knows? Elizabeth might have pulled off the upset on that one.
Yep. Whitehead wants that one back, and it's one of those things. You pick up the piece and go on. You miss that one, go back. You can't live in,
No, and Elizabeth's got a fine football team.
Oh,
I think they're going to have a really good season. I think, it'll come down as it usually does between them and Greenville in that region.
What struck me about Science Hill's team, you heard all about Clement, who was, Lane Clement's a good football player. But what impressed me was their running game. They brought Perry before he got hurt. They brought Anderson back there. You had the McInturf kid.
And Mathis kids as well, yeah.
Ian Mathis had him back there. I mean, they had a stable full of running backs. Obviously, 16 penalties, you can't keep doing that if you're Science Hill. You got to clean that up. But their football team, to me, they got a lot of promise.
Oh, they got a ton of talent on that team. I think on the defensive side, I know their two defensive ends, Darius, I can't even pronounce his last name, and then Hayden Cox. They both ended up with 7 tackles.
Studs.
And then I thought their linebackers did a good job filling the gaps. A lot of times looked like maybe Jay Bird Wallen would have a little running room, and those guys come in there and fill those gaps. And one guy really impressed me is Keontae Harris, who's a cornerback. Cornerbacks aren't known for their tackling, but I had one photo where he's taking down Jay Bird, who's a lot larger than him, but just great technique, on that. He's got both arms wrapped around him and not trying to do one of those shoulder tackles. He's really, going in there and, wrapping up like you said.
We're at Phil's Dream Pit, broadcasting live today, show number 2,348 of the Tom Douglas Sports Show. 2348, that's a lot of yapping. So we're on our way to 2,400, and we're, 52 shows away from hitting 2,400. And so we'll just keep on keeping on. So Science Hill's a very good football team. They go to Morristown West. We'll go to Tennessee High, the Stone Castle. We'll have it back on camera, on video, or audio and video on Friday night from the Stone Castle. 89th meeting between the two. So you look at, I guess the next step up is college football. East Tennessee State opens against Murray State. You've been covering the Bucks. They got the Racers coming to town, Murray State Racers. What's the buzz on the Bucks?
Well, the Bucks, still no starting quarterback named. Jacoby Criswell and Cade McNamara, the two Division I FBS, guys from the Power 4 conferences that transferred in from to ETSU. Those guys are both expected to play against Murray State on Saturday. I know Will Healy said he wants to become the model of how you play two quarterbacks there at ETSU. But also Murray State's completely new team. They only went 1-11 last year. Had a terrible season, so they brought in 70 new players. ETSU's brought in 53 new players, although Coach Healy, like he was telling me, he said, well, it's actually for us, it's 103 new players because we got a whole new coaching staff there. So,
yep, good point.
But, ETSU, I think that even though all the, stuff's on the offense as far as the hype and all, as it always is with quarterbacks in particular, really their defense is what's shown during those scrimmages.
We're here live. Phil's the guys getting up here. All three guys had pulled pork. They all had, one had beans and mac and cheese. That one had potato chips. That one had hash brown casserole. They were talking, and as it's kind of like me and Burchill. As soon as the food came, talking stopped.
That's it.
Forked them out. Time to get with it. Time to grub out. So we're here again at Phil's and lined out the door as always. We love it. They're open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 to 7, closed on Mondays, and, of course, Sunday for the Lord's Day. We appreciate that from Brian Pipkin, who does a phenomenal job. Here it is. The website is philsdreampit.com, and there it is, a quest for perfect barbecue. You heard how you can get ready for football. You can get a meat by the pound, get the Dream Packs. 423-349-6437 is the number to call. All right, here we go. We're going to go around some big games. Number 1, Texas. Number 3, Ohio State. Jeff Burchfield, who wins that one?
I'm going with the Longhorns. I know the Buckeyes are actually favored in that game, and last time a UT team went up to Columbus didn't turn out too good.
No, it didn't. They got whipped.
Hopefully this UT does a little better against the Buckeyes, but, I think that should be a terrific game. Just what a great schedule here for week 1 in college football.
That's the beauty of this show because his predecessor, Brian Pipkin, said Ohio State's going to be winning a cakewalk. So that's the beauty of college sports, the beauty of this show. You know, on this show, unlike places in America, if you disagree, you get mad at each other. I could care less who he wants to win. If he gets, I do care who wins, but if he doesn't win, they don't win. I'm not going to get upset because you picked the team. If you say Georgia's going to be Marshall, however, now that could break a friendship because the Thundering Herds go down. It's the upset special of the week to go into Athens on Saturday and beat them like a snare drum. I'm telling you, Marshall's going to beat them. Don't you agree?
If that's what you say. I know there are a lot of question marks there at quarterback for Georgia with Gunnar Stockton. So, you know, he's one of those guys I've seen on some of those college football preview shows that people are saying, well, he's maybe the guy that's rated a top quarterback that we're not quite so sure about.
Yep. So I do this all the time to my granddaughters, and they both told me Sunday, said, Granddad, there's two things that are not going to happen. Marshall's not going to beat Georgia, and the Raiders are not going to win the Super Bowl. And I said, man, they're killing me. They're killing me. So you're taking Georgia, and they're going to win, I'm sure. But Marshall, just hope to get a showing. It's a checkbook game. Get their brains beat out and head back to Huntington with a big check to buy helmets and cleats and so on and so forth. All right, so you go down to Tallahassee. 8th-ranked Alabama and the Seminoles of Florida State. Mike Norvell says, we got something in Tallahassee this year. Will they have anything for Alabama?
They better have more than they had last year, but I sort of think the old saying roll tide in that one.
I love this guy. He is such a redneck. I love him. The story, my favorite Jeff Bridgefield story. You know where I'm going with this. When you're out the golf course.
Oh, yeah, when I was working out there, yeah.
And the golf cart, it jumped out of gear, didn't it? The golf cart.
Oh, yeah, and I had to run and grab it there real quick.
And he's on the phone talking to me. That's when he was working out. I don't know what he was doing, but he had a golf cart. He was sitting, I don't know what. Anyway, the golf cart come out of gear on a slope, and he's running. And he's talking to me while he's trying to chase the golf cart. He doesn't miss a beat. We're talking a football game or something. And he's trying to catch that golf cart, and you got it. Then another time you said you're burning brush, wasn't it? Something
burning brush. One time you called me, I was weed eating or whatever, and had to shut the weed eater off. And we had a mower. I was washing my mower there, and another mower come by. We've had all kinds of interesting things years ago when I worked out there.
Yep, he was talking, and the mower came by, and he said, yeah, the Buccaneers. And then when he gets done, he's still going, and he got drowned out. So you just never know there's a guy. I love him. Hello, Jimmy Stout down in Georgia watching the show. Thank you. All right, what's another? Oh, the biggie. I think the biggie is LSU Clemson. Number 9, LSU. Number 4, Clemson. Dabo said, we got the team that can run the table, go undefeated, which I would think would be bulletin board material for the other teams. Is Clemson that good? Can they even beat LSU on Saturday?
I think they can beat LSU on Saturday. Clemson had a good team last year. A lot of people forget that, they gave Texas a real run for their money during the college football playoff. So I think from everything I hear about this year's Clemson team, you got Cade Klubnik back, at quarterback. I think, of course, LSU's got a good quarterback, too, with Garrett Nussmeier, but I think it's going to be a heck of a game. But I think I'll predict the Tigers will win. That way I'll win either way.
That's right. You can't go wrong with that one. Either way, the Tigers will win that game. I'm with Clemson. I'm taking Clemson. I love Dabo Swinney. All right, then you got Notre Dame and Miami of Florida. Notre Dame, number 6, Miami of Florida, number 10. Big matchups. Not getting a lot of hype because all these other games, but that should be a good one down in Miami. Who wins that one?
I sort of like the Hurricanes to win that in Coral Gables. I know Notre Dame had that great run in the playoffs last year and made it to the national championship game, but I like Miami in that one.
I've got them all. I think that's the biggies. LSU, Clemson, Texas, Ohio State, Florida State, Alabama. Auburn goes to Baylor. Is that a very big game or not?
It is definitely for Hugh Freeze. Every game's a big game this year at Auburn. And then you forgot one. How about them Vols?
Oh, yeah, that was the obvious. Tennessee and Syracuse, what do you think?
I sort of think Tennessee will be able to handle them that one. Of course, the year they won the national championships, indoor game up at the Carrier Dome where Tennessee pulled out I think it's 34-33 victory, and that, sort of set them on the stage for them to go undefeated that year and win it all.
Do want to say thank you. I talked to Eddie Pless about this. The guy helped me on the games, Coach Pless. I said, when we give the numbers, is that bragging? He said, no, just inform people of what we're doing. So a big thank you Friday night. Facebook and YouTube told us it had 22,698 views. I think that's what it was. So thank you, 22.6 something. I'm not bragging, just letting you know. And of course, Brian said, man, that's great because he's a sponsor. He said, man, I like that. I know where my money's being well spent. So thank you out there for watching or listening. And so this Friday night we'll have a camera. We have the video and audio from the Stone Castle. Love going to the Stone Castle. We haven't been up there in about 10 years. That's a great place to call a football game, and so looking forward to being there on Friday night. Are you covering that one? Are you going to be going?
No, I'm actually going with Science
Science
Hill
Hill
down to Morristown West. But, yeah, get some of those 22,000 to subscribe to the newspapers. I like having a job, you know.
Yeah. I love, by the way, the tab you guys did last week. It was an awesome tab. I use it as a reference point, and so it was very well done. You guys, we talked about this last week with Andrew. You and Andrew and J.D., who am I leaving off?
Brian Woodson.
Brian Woodson.
And we've got a new guy that's come on board. Jamie Combs has gone back to Elizabeth and Star, but we've got a brand new guy that's come on, Justin Epley. He was a sports editor over in North Carolina, and what happened, he worked in Morganton, and the Hickory paper sort of absorbed that paper, so he moved here to East Tennessee and really enthusiastic. He seems to, be another guy that's going to really help us on the high school football coverage.
So they cover a lot of territory for 5 or 6 guys, a lot of teams. And I appreciate that. And their tab was really, really, really good.
Yeah,
so.
JD and I were looking about a week and a half ago. Back in the day, Johnson City and Kingsport had separate sports staffs, and you had about 7 to 8 people each place. And now we're doing, as much coverage, honestly, as they almost used to do with about a third of the people.
Yep, you do. You get a lot covered. Hello, Kathy Lyles. How you doing, lady? Thank you for watching. We're here at Phil's Dream Pit. Let's switch it. Let's go NASCAR. My guy didn't make it, Kyle Busch. What does that do with his future? Does he stay with Richard Childress? Is he locked in with the contract? Can he move around? He's very disappointed. It's 2 years in a row now he's not made the playoffs. So what's the status of the future of Kyle Busch?
Well, he did sign the contract extension earlier this year, but, even though he didn't win a race and make the playoffs, one thing – it's, I think, important for him to try to win a race before the season's over, and especially, his teammate Austin Dillon's really been outperforming Kyle over the last few weeks. Austin obviously won the big race at Richmond and all, and Kyle's just really struggled. He's struggled ever since they changed over to the next-gen car, just to be honest, but I think it'd be huge. A few years ago he was winless and then won the race in Texas, which is a big lift for him, so I really think, it's still important for him to get into victory lane.
Here's the guys in the playoffs starting Sunday in Darlington, which is a great place to start. Kyle Larson, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, Shane Van Gisbergen, Chase Elliott, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, defending champion Joey Logano, Josh Berry, Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, and Alex Bowman. It's a pretty good lineup, isn't it?
Pretty good lineup. And, of course, Alex Bowman made it in there because Ryan Blaney was able to win that race. Otherwise, could have been, big upset with, Daniel Suarez and Justin Haley and Cole Custer were all three up there battling for the win final lap at Daytona.
So who do you like? Give me 3 guys. Wait, we did this beginning of the year, didn't we? You said Kyle Larson's going to the championship, didn't you?
I think I ended up going with William Byron.
William Byron, all right. So
for a second year in a row, and maybe he'll come through this time.
Yeah. So give me 3 guys you think can win it. Obviously, William Byron
and Kyle Larson's one, and Ryan Blaney. I mean, he's coming off that big win at Daytona, so I think Ryan Blaney's a guy that definitely could win it.
All right, we're going to start the bet right here for a Phil's Dream Pit lunch. You're going to say Blaney. Give me 3 out of 16. Blaney, Byron, who's the other one?
Blaney, Byron, and Larson.
Larson. All right.
Although it's hard not to go with Christopher Bell also because he had that streak earlier this year, where he's really on a hot streak.
This is your chance to do it. Which one? You sticking with those 3? Going to switch?
I'll stick with those 3.
All right. Who am I going to go with? Well, I'm about to tell you that. We're going to go with the defending champ, Joey Logano. Just something tells me he's going to jump up there and have another hot finish. Joey Logano. Chase Elliott. I think he's got a chance to make some noise. Been kind of quiet this year. And let's see, who's going to be the third one?
If it's a road course, you definitely go with SVG there, but he's
No, let me think here. You know what? We'll go way out on the limb because this guy usually folds like a cheap lawn chair in the postseason. We'll go Denny Hamlin.
It could be
Logano.
his year. He's, with 4 wins, he's tied with SVG for the most wins of anyone this year.
There we go. The bet's on for a lunch at Phil's Dream Pit. One of his 3 drivers, Ryan Blaney, William Byron, or Kyle Larson. I'm going to go with Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, or Denny Hamlin to win the championship. So, and one of us will treat the other one to a lunch, and I'm going to eat like a king because I'm going to win it. One of my guys, I never win anything. So I'm going to hopefully give me a W on this one. So it starts on Saturday, or rather Sunday, in Darlington. Of course, they're coming to Bristol September the 13th. The buzz is the ticket sales are very good for this race coming up. I hope it is.
Yeah, and that's good because they're going the same day Tennessee plays Georgia at home. So,
yeah.
It's not exactly the most favorable schedule for Bristol as far as that. But, yeah, I think a lot of excitement. I mean, you had a huge crowd Saturday night at Daytona. They've been drawing some great crowds lately. NASCAR seems to be back on the upswing, and I really thought that was one of the best drafting races I've seen in a while. I thought that was a really good race there at Daytona,
Yep, Briscoe and Ryan Blaney. Who's having up there in the front?
You had Cole Custer, you had
Custer,
Suarez, you had, like I was saying, Justin Haley looked like he might pull it off, and Justin Haley's really good on those drafting tracks. He won, I think 4 of them in a row one time in the Xfinity Series.
So give me a superstar up and coming. Is it Connor Zilch? Is he the guy?
Connor Zillich, obviously, he just signed with Trackhouse Racing last week. Obviously, he's really good, coming from the Xfinity Series. I think at some point you'll have Corey Heim maybe even skip the Xfinity Series, go from the Truck Series straight to Cup. I mean, I think those two are probably, the most talented guys. There's some really good racers. I think Chandler Smith's a guy, when he's had good equipment, shown what he can do. Lane Riggs seems to be a guy that can perform well. And also, of course, you've got a lot of young talent there in the Xfinity Series right now, too. Guy that always seems to perform when he's given a chance and good equipment's Parker Klickerman. He raced up here for the Charlie Henderson team first of the year, and they finished first at Daytona and then had that win taken away from him. Then, of course, he raced Dale Jr.'s car, filling in for Zillich on Saturday night and ended up winning the race at Daytona Xfinity Series.
Any ladies on the horizon?
Oh, I mean, I guess a couple, there. That Tori Bredinger seems to be the, biggest one. She races some in the Truck Series and ARCA Series and all that.
So you're not wild anybody coming up with the ladies. Every time I say, you always kind of go, well, so there's not anybody out there that's going, boom, is going to make a splash as a female driver, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, not to sound sexist, I'll give you a female driver that's making a splash is Brittany Force in NHRA. I mean, she's setting all kinds of national records and over 340 miles an hour in the top fuel dragster, so really impressive.
You guys do a great job covering local sports. You were at a golf, was it yesterday you were at the golf, the Hilltopper Invitational?
Yeah, I found out about that the last minute and went out there last night at the Blackthorn Club at the Ridges. And, of course, Dobbins Bennett ended up winning individual titles. Jake Fowler on the boys' side and Liza Robinson on the girls' side ended up getting individual medalists. And the DB girls won the team competition also yesterday. So, yeah, try to do a little bit of everything. Got that. Actually doing more of a pleasure trip, but I did mention it as my race notes this week because it's the one chance this year for people in the volunteer state to go see IndyCar racing down for the season finale at Nashville Superspeedway this weekend.
There's talk about the Nashville Superspeedway. The mayor kind of downplayed it, but there apparently is some rumblings that they're going to try and bring that track back. Is that right?
Oh, you mean the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they keep on, talking about that. Of course, that's Fairgrounds. Bristol Motor Speedway has been heavily involved, Jerry Caldwell, with that, trying to get, NASCAR back to the fairgrounds. And then if they do, the talk is maybe they'll have one race at the fairgrounds one year and then the super speedway, and they'll switch back and forth on that a little bit. But now there's still quite a bit of opposition because, the soccer team down there and some of the residents really don't want it.
They don't want it. They don't want the noise. They're going to have the soccer, but they don't want the noise of the cars in Nashville. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be noisy September the 13th, the Bass Pro Shop night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. They've taken the track, they've put it back to track, haven't they?
Put it back as a track. And one thing I've heard is there's supposedly Goodyear's bringing a different right side tires to the race. So hopefully it'll be better racing. Won't be just one car dominating like Kyle Larson has the last couple of races. With those tires, if they wear out, that hopefully it'll be more like that Food City 500 in 2024 when we had those guys having to do a lot of tire management and had all those lead changes. So it should make the race a lot more interesting.
Before I let you go, they start the playoffs this Sunday in Darlington. They call it the track too tough to tame. What's so difficult? What's so tough about Darlington?
Well, just the thing I was talking about, tire management. That thing's got such a rough surface, and then the exit of your corners there at Darlington are so tight, so you have to really be careful or they hit the wall often, put what they call the Darlington stripe on the side of the cars, So it is a track that Denny Hamlin, a guy who has been able to manage his tires and his cars, done very well at. But, some of the other guys I would expect to run well this weekend there would be Kyle Larson and, William Byron and Christopher Bell, some of the guys who are able to manage those situations.
I listen to what he says, and last year he told me I think we were here, that in Darlington, being the sandy soil, there's a little bit of sand will blow across the track from time to time, and it's almost like running on sandpaper. Take that with an asphalt at Darlington and that sand, it'll eat up a tire, right?
It sure does. Yeah, you're exactly right on that. It's almost, in some ways, like driving on ice or whatever for the drivers at times.
You hungry?
Yeah, definitely.
What we gonna get?
Usually I like the barbecue pork, the barbecue chicken, the ribs. Let's see, the collard greens. I like the baked beans. I like the macaroni. I like.
Yeah.
You want me to keep going? The hash brown casserole.
There you go. He can wolf it down with good reasons. Good food here at Bill's Dream Pit.
And I love when it gets wintertime and they have that brisket chili here. That stuff is delicious.
Oh, yes. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate his friendship. First and foremost, appreciate it. He is a pro. We are lucky. He's going to say, oh, shucks, Tom. We're lucky to have Jeff Birchfield. At one point, he stepped away, but he's back. We're glad he is writing and covering our high school sports, our local sports. Does a wonderful job. He is a pro, a consummate pro. We appreciate him being a frequent guest here on the Tom Daly Sports Show. Quick break. We'll be right back after this. We got some NFL news. We'll run back down the volleyball and soccer schedule for tonight around the region. We're here live again at Phil's Dream Pit. Show number 2,348 on our way to 2,400 on the Tom Daly Sports Show.
Insurance. How can you help us with auto insurance?
Well, one of the things Horace Mann was started for, Tom, back in 1945 was to provide auto insurance for educators. They came up with the idea that if we could put a group of school teachers together in one company, their cars would sit in a parking lot for 10, 12 hours a day. Friday and Saturday nights, they're home grading papers. They're all college educated. They have a tendency to be better drivers because they set an example for their students. And knowing all those things, we'd probably have less claims. And so we're able to offer better insurance rates because of that.
And so, if you're a teacher, an educator, you want to come here and get a quote because of that, your quotes and your rates are typically better than other folks, right?
That's right. And we also do a couple other things for educators. If they were to get into an accident while they're on school business, we don't have a deductible on that, Tom. They won't have to pay a deductible. If somebody vandalizes their car while it's on school property, they don't pay a deductible for that. If they get into an accident on school property, we waive the deductible. If they get into an accident with another Horace Mann agent or a Horace Mann client, they're going to not have to pay a deductible also.
It's good stuff. So if you need more information, go to social media or give him a call. How can we get a hold of you and find out more?
Yeah, you can just call me here at the office at 543-0059 or go to horacemann.com on the internet, and you'd be able to find our office here.
There you go. One of our great sponsors here on the Tom Daly Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, the good folks right here at Rick Walters, Horace Mann Insurance.
Again, Physical Therapy Services Balance Center, something brand spanking new you're very excited about. Tell us about it.
Oh, very excited. It's a new joint venture that we have with Dr. Schumeyer in Johnson City, where basically the audiologists are doing the specialized testing for vertigo and vertigo issues. And basically that testing is then interpreted, and then as a PT, then we come in and then do the specialized treatment for it. All our therapists have been certified through the American Institute of Balance in Tampa, Florida. They're world-renowned balance experts. So basically anyone that has vertigo or dizziness, most people over the age of 65, I think there's a 70% chance that you will at least experience vertigo once in your lifetime. Of that, most of those people that experience vertigo, they'll actually have a second episode. About half of those will have a second episode. Falls are a big problem for our elderly population, and it keeps them from doing what they want to do. So the Balance Center is designed to help those people get over that fear of falling, to fix that inner ear issues. And you got to be careful with where you go. You got to make sure that the people that are doing the balance stuff actually know what they're doing, because it's very easy to screw things up if you do the wrong treatment in the wrong order.
Exciting news. So how can we find out more about this on social media?
Look us up on Facebook, Physical Therapy Services PA, or Physical Therapy Services in Elizabethton. You can also call us 423-543-0073 in Elizabethton, or email us at ptsstaff@yahoo.com with any questions that you have. If we can't get you better, we'll put you in touch with the people that can.
A new program, new concept called the Balance Center. Check it out on social media. Again, Physical Therapy Services, one of our great sponsors, the Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. Guess who stopped by? You see our last guest in the house, ready to roll. Hello, sir. How are you?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Brandon Sweeney,
Good.
Assistant Athletic Director, Milligan University. Talking bus. We got to talk about the boys first. Get this out of the way so we can both get a giggle. Oh, we scored 10 points in our last game, in an exhibition game. I stayed up dumb enough to stay before I went to bed for church, saying, okay, we're going to win this one. No, the Raiders. We lose again. We lose our backup quarterback, Aiden O'Donnell. We go out and get a quarterback yesterday. Was it Kenny Pickett?
Yep.
For the Browns?
Mm-hmm. Trade for Kenny Pickett.
Is that good or is that bad?
I mean, he's a backup quarterback. I think, Kenny Pickett is not going to do anything for the Raiders this year. It's not a huge deal. It's just, I think a fifth-round pick's a little bit rich for Kenny Pickett, but at the same time, if it's what you had to give up to get him, you needed somebody to come in and be a backup quarterback, with O'Connell being out for 6 to 8 weeks with that fractured wrist.
They signed Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
But then Jacoby Myers says he wants to leave because he wants a trade, so they're bringing in one's trying to leave.
Yeah, I actually don't think those two things are connected in any way.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders just needed more depth anyways, even with Myers. And so I think the whole contract situation with Myers is obviously what caused the request for the trade. But I think the Cooper thing's been in the works prior to that. So we'll see what ends up happening with Myers. I think it's still possible that a contract extension happens for him. He is definitely underpaid for what he's worth. He's making just under $11 million this year, and the top receiver on the market makes near 40. So I can understand from his side of things, wanting to be closer to where he's valued market-wise, being a number one receiver for a team. So I get that from his side of things. So I think something will end up happening, but it's just going to take some time.
We play New England week after next. We're 2.5-point underdog already in Foxborough, so we'll see. But the Raiders. I'm catching a lot of flack because I'm a Raiders guy. And I'm told everybody, including London, wore me out, my granddaughter, saying, Granddad,
Marshall's not going to beat Georgia down there. I said, oh, yeah, they are. It's upset special of the week. She just rolls her eyes. And she said the Raiders aren't going to win the Super Bowl either. So I'm over two with my granddaughters. And so he and I are big Raiders fans. He and I and Coach Lane and Kenny Hawkins from JHL TV is a big Raiders guy. And so we're living in absolute futility right now for the last 8 or 10 years because we are – but we keep hearing Pete Carroll's going to get it turned around. We'll see. So – is Geno Smith the answer? Did you like what he's done in preseason?
Yeah, I think he's going to be a much more steady force as the quarterback this year than we've had in the past several years. So I that's the one thing that I am looking forward to is just competent quarterback play all around. I think it's just going to be a much more easy to watch offense than it has been.
Yeah. All right, let's get into college football. Got some big games. We'll get your take. It's interesting. We had two different guests today. Give me different opinions. We'll start in Columbus. Number 1 Texas, number 3 Ohio State. Who gets that one?
Yeah, I think that's the big question. Honestly, I think what it comes down to me is these two quarterbacks that are playing for these two teams. Saying for Ohio State, redshirt freshman. Young player going to be thrust into a huge situation in his first ever start against a team in Texas who's number 1. It's going to be a huge test for him. I think just because of that, I lean Texas. Just because of that having a redshirt freshman quarterback coming in, that is a huge moment for him right out of the chute. So I think I lean Texas, even though it's in Columbus, just because the stars may be too bright for a guy that's that young coming up.
Is Arch Manning the real deal? Spurrier says he was that good last year. Why didn't he play?
That is a thing that a lot of people have said, and you know when Ewers was out, he was in there. He played well, I think, when he was in there. I think he definitely has some consistency to get a little bit more consistent because last year I think passing he wasn't necessarily super consistent. He used his legs really well, and so we'll see what ends up happening this year with Arch Manning. But I think he certainly has the potential to be a really, really good quarterback.
We're talking to our buddy, see on the screen, Brendan Swinney, Assistant Athletic Director Milligan. We'll talk some Buff Sports in a minute. We're here live at Phil's Dream Pit. We've been here. We'll tomorrow take the show 2349. Tomorrow we will be at the Elizabethton Golf Course for the Carter County Bank Golf Classic. A bunch of high school golfers going to be there. We'll talk to those kids and those coaches. So, fun will be there tomorrow. Friday or Thursday will be at Lingerfield Drug Center. And Friday will be at Food City right down the road here in Gray to kick off the second weekend of high school football. We'll be there on Friday night at the Stone Castle, audio and video. And we'll do that airtime 6:20 kickoff at 7 o'clock. Again, thank you. Facebook and YouTube said we had 22,690 some views for the game on Friday night. So thank you. That means a lot. Is that bragging when I tell people that's what we got?
No.
So, because my daddy always said don't tell people. I mean, you don't. It's not really bragging. It really bugs me because I'm always feel like I'm bragging, but I'm just telling people that we appreciate and our sponsors appreciate that many people watching the broadcast, listening to the broadcast.
Yeah.
So it's not bragging?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Because I really go back and forth to that. So I know with Milligan last year, we were blessed enough to have over 50,000 views for the first season we did everything, and so we're going to build on that this year. We start volleyball in a couple of weeks, and we'll talk about – we were there Saturday and watched some of the volleyball, and we'll talk about that in a second. Another big game, number 6, Notre Dame at number 10, Miami of Florida. Who wins that one?
That's a fun one. I think it's all just going to depend, on both sides. These are teams that last year Notre Dame had a good season. They were, able to be in the playoff, but just got there and couldn't really go too far in the playoff. It's kind of for Miami. That was a team that got knocked out in the very end. They were in contention to get in the playoff last year, and then they lost in their conference championship to Syracuse. So I think when you look at those two teams, they kind of are, I think, similar, but Miami's offense, I think, is better than Notre Dame's offense. And then I think it's the opposite. Notre Dame's got a much better defense than Miami. So I think you look at those two sides of the ball, and it's really just going to depend on if the offenses can move the ball, if Miami's offense can move the ball against Notre Dame, I think they win. And I think it's the opposite way. I think if Notre Dame's defense can stop Miami's offense, there's not going to be a chance for Miami to stay in that game. Even though Notre Dame, I think their offense is going to take a bit of a step back this year.
You out there say you love to have this guy on the show. He said, man, he is really good. I keep hearing we have good chemistry, so that's good, and I appreciate that. I love working with this guy. He's awesome. We'll talk about Milligan in a moment. So you go to another game. You got 8th-ranked Alabama in Tallahassee to battle the Seminoles of Florida State. Mike Norvell says, we got something for everybody this year. The boys in the sophomore season, obviously, for Alabama. Who wins that game and why?
I'm picking Alabama. I think I'm going to reserve any hope for Florida State until I see it. After, what happened last year, I'm not sure that I can just jump in and say, hey, Florida State's going to be great this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Alabama, because of their pedigree, and I know that, with DeBoer, it's been a little bit of a down compared to what they were with Saban, but they're still very successful every year. And so the way I see it, Alabama is going to take that one.
Number 9 LSU and number 4 Clemson.
Another really, really fun one. I think people are a little bit high on LSU. I think Clemson, their recruiting class this year was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Clemson I think they were the number 3 recruiting class, if I'm not mistaken, this year. And that's a tough thing to do. And again, Dabo Swinney just continues to do it year after year with these recruiting classes and keep his players. I mean, they don't lose a lot of players to the transfer portal either. So I think Clemson this year is a real contender for the national championship. So Clemson is my pick there.
Last one, the obvious one, Tennessee and Syracuse and Atlanta.
Tennessee and Syracuse, that's a fun one. Last year, Syracuse obviously had a pretty good year with McCord at quarterback. They're changing things, obviously, McCord in the NFL now, so it's kind of a wait and see on their offense this year. Tennessee, Aguilar behind center, so we're going to see how that goes in his first game. I think he's definitely a player who's got good potential. He played well at Appalachian State. I think he definitely has what it takes to run that offense the way that Josh Heupel wants it run, so I think Tennessee takes that one against Syracuse.
The land of the Buffaloes. Busy. Everybody's back. Hit the ground running. You stay covered up right now. You had a break this summer. Now it is full bore. He is staying on top of what's going on as the Assistant Athletic Director, Sports Information Director. Let's start with volleyball. What's going on with volleyball right now?
Yeah, volleyball just played their first games of the season. This last weekend it was Milligan Mountain Madness, which is the tournament that the team hosts each year. This is the 18th annual tournament. Milligan played 4 matches, 2 Friday and 2 Saturday. Went 0-4. These were some really tough opponents that they played this week. A couple of them receiving votes in national polls. And so it's definitely a younger team, the Buffaloes, this year on the court. Obviously losing some really big contributors from last year, like Zoe Larkins as the libero, Colby Green as the setter, both of the Maiden sisters, Ella Maiden, to graduation. Those are big pieces to try to fill, and I think they're still kind of trying to learn on who those players are going to be. They're going to fill those types of roles, and it's going to take some time, I think. So, but this coming weekend, they'll be on the road down in Mobile, Alabama, at the University of Mobile tournament, and that should be fun. Another 4 games against 4 NAI opponents, and opportunity for them to get into the win column and just kind of learn more about themselves as a team.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's where you are in October, November, not where you are in August. Mm-hmm. So it's the butterfly and the cocoon of this team. It's a young team. And talking to Doniva the other day, she said, basically, it ain't my first rodeo. I've been down this trail with some young girls, and we just whip them into shape and have them ready to go for the tournament.
Yep.
So there you go. What else going on? Soccer, what's happening there?
Well, for women's soccer, they just played their first game last weekend at West Virginia Tech on Friday. Ended up with a 2-0 win at West Virginia Tech. Our goalkeeper, Emily Robinson, was named the Defensive Player of the Week in the conference, in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. That was her first ever start as a Buffalo, and she gets that award. So really impressive from her. She actually ended up with an assist in that game. Surprising.
As a goalie?
Yeah, as a goalie. Long drop kick from the box, bounced 2 times on the opposite side of the field. Our striker, Hallie Steele, got a toe on it, poked it past the defenders, and then shot it into the net. So, yeah.
That's a rarity, isn't it?
It is a rarity. It's
an assist for a
huge
goalie?
rarity. We had 0 goalie assists last year across women's or men's soccer. So,
other fall sports going on right now.
Yeah, men's soccer as well. They just started this last weekend on Saturday. They ended up with a 1-1 tie against West Virginia Tech. So both the women and men played the Golden Bears up in Beckley, West Virginia, so 1-1 tie. That game was really kind of a feeling out process by both teams. They had a combined 5 shots taken in the entire match. So not a lot going on offensively, but Kareem Akpinar, a transfer in from I'm trying to remember what school he came from. Can't remember off the top of my head. But Kareem Akpinar ended up with the goal for the Buffs and was able to get that tie. He scored that in like the 68th minute. West Virginia Tech got theirs in the first half, so we were able to tie the score and finish it in a draw. So, and then actually tonight, women's soccer, Milligan women's soccer is on the pitch. They'll be playing number 8 ranked University of the Cumberlands at home. So that'll be a real litmus test for where we're at. Cumberlands last year, we played them and lost by multiple goals. So we'll see if we can pull one out today. It'll be a tough match for sure.
A little rivalry game right there.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's on the bulletin board. We got smoke last year, so it's payback time.
Yep.
So we're busy right now on campus. Is that all the sports right now, cycling?
Yeah, cycling's out. They just started their track season. They had an event this last weekend as well. That just a regular season event race, just kind of get themselves ready as they get set for national championships, which will happen later in October. So,
all good stuff, folks. Again, you're starting a podcast. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's The Charge, a Millikan Athletics podcast. We're going to have basically it'll be a recap of every 2 weeks of everything that's happened on campus or on the road with Milligan sports. So games, scores, statistics, stories, things like that have happened on campus. And then at the end of every episode, we'll have a interview with a coach, a player, could be an administrator. Christian Pope, our athletic director, will be the first guest for the first week. So we're excited for that. That's going to be an opportunity for us to continue to get the word out about Milligan athletics.
We start our coverage in September. We'll start with volleyball and get rolling with it. We got a lot of volleyball coming for Lady Buffs. Website, the new sports website is?
MilliganBuffs.com. And so you've got the same URL as it was before, but much nicer design for it and just easier to navigate. So
we lose a good one over the weekend. The legendary softball coach Wes Holly's now running the streets of gold. He was a born-again believer, and so Coach Holly is, our loss is heaven's gain.
Yep.
We lose a good one.
Yeah. I mean, for a man who spent 3 decades plus at an institution like Milligan, and he literally built the softball program at Milligan, the fast pitch program, in 1988 when he came in. He faithfully was the mouthpiece and the leader of that program for 37 years, which is, that's mind-boggling to me that for that long a time he'd be so faithful and so just gung-ho about Milligan from the beginning of his time there. Really impressive. 1,009 wins in his career as a coach. Was a conference champ during the regular season 7 times. Won 2 conference tournaments. Went to NAIA World Series in 2021. The list goes on and on the accolades, but more than the accolades, I think as a person on campus, as a man, he was just a joy to be around. In the short time that I got to know him, just was an amazing man.
He was. Again, we're going to miss him. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the Holly family. Coach Holly gone again. We passed away over the weekend. MilliganBus.com.
Yep, MilliganBus.com.
You hungry?
Yes, sir.
Raiders going to win this week.
Hope so. I mean, there's no game this
we
week.
We don't play. Take care, sir. There's a good man right there, Mr. Maupin. Yep. We don't play this week. It's a good shot we're going to win. That's how, God, is that not pitiful? Everybody says, why don't you get another team? And I said, why? Win, lose, or time, or Raiders will die. I mean, at some point,
yep.
Sports is a game of cycles. At some point, hopefully before I check out, at some point, we will see the resurgence of the Las Vegas Raiders football program. It was there once. Hopefully, it can come back there again. Everybody says we're going to have a great year. I don't know. If the preseason didn't wow me, I can tell you that. It was not a good start preseason. We didn't blow anybody off the field. Well, we were 0-2-1. Is that right?
Yeah, 0-2-1.
0-2-1. We had scored 10 points the last game against probably a mediocre Arizona team, maybe. That's how you describe them. Anyway, they're getting ready to. They'll do something. They'll be. I'm telling you right now, between now and next Sunday, when the Raiders open up in the Patriots at New England and Foxborough, there'll be something crazy happens. You know, we had early in the preseason the guy that kissed the other guy that got rid of him, Wilkins. Now we got Myers trying to leave and Mari Cooper's coming back. We're looking for a quarterback, which is not all unusual. There's a lot of injuries in the NFL right now, but it just seems like it's the old country song, 2 steps forward and 3 steps back with this franchise. So
yep.
This organization.
I mean, honestly, sometimes feels like 1 step forward and about 5 steps back, typically. So.
I just live because I've already told London, you know, after you can listen. I listen to the Raiders on Sunday afternoons, and you know when they're NFL regular season. So I go upstairs, sit down, and get all ready to. She says, "Why do you put yourself through this? They're terrible." I said, "Thank you." London's my 16-year-old granddaughter, and she nails me to the wall every week. She's like, "Granddad, they're no good. Pick another team." Well, who would I pick? I don't even know who I'd go pick. There's nobody out there that says. I mean, I have. Maybe the Steelers, maybe, but that's I'm just not. I can't do it. I just got to stick with the Raiders.
Yep.
So, win, lose, or tie, the Raiders will die. Thanks for coming, by the way. Get you some lunch. Love working with this guy. He's a pro. He is the consummate pro. Quick break. We'll be right back after this from Rick Walters, Horseman Insurance. He has my car insurance and my homeowners, and he does a wonderful job. He's the #1 Horseman agent in the country, not in the South, not in Tennessee. Is the #1 Horseman agent in the country. If you're an educator, you get a fantastic rate. Why do you get a fantastic rate? Because teachers get a great rate with this gentleman, the Horseman Insurance, because their cars are parked all day at campuses. They're not out driving, so the likelihood of a wreck goes way down because their cars are parked at campuses. And so because of that, you get great rates, you get great coverage, and I love Horseman Insurance, Rick Walters.
Insurance. How can you help us with auto insurance?
Well, one of the things Horseman was started for, Tom, back in 1945 was to provide auto insurance for educators. They came up with the idea that if we could put a group of school teachers together in one company, their cars would sit in a parking lot for 10, 12 hours a day. Friday and Saturday nights, they're home grading papers. They're all college educated. They have a tendency to be better drivers because they set an example for their students. And knowing all those things, we'd probably have less claims. And so we're able to offer better insurance rates because of that.
And so, if you're a teacher, an educator, you want to come here and get a quote because of that, your quotes and your rates are typically better than other folks, right?
That's right. And we also do a couple other things for educators. If they were to get into an accident while they're on school business, we don't have a deductible on that, Tom. They won't have to pay a deductible. If somebody vandalizes their car while it's on school property, they don't pay a deductible for that. If they get into an accident on school property, we waive the deductible. If they get into an accident with another Horace Mann agent or a Horace Mann client, they're going to not have to pay a deductible also.
It's good stuff. So if you need more information, go to social media or give him a call. How can we get a hold of you and find out more?
Yeah, you can just call me here at the office at 543-0059 or go to horaceman.com on the internet, and you'll be able to find our office here.
There you go. One of our great sponsors here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports, the good folks right here at Rick Walters Horseman Insurance. And back with the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Let's go down one more time, recap what's going on in high school sports today, Tuesday, August 26th. Let's start with soccer. And it goes like this. You have on the soccer field today, Elizabethton hosting at the Citizens Bank Stadium Complex, hosting Volunteer. Tennessee High Soccer at Dobbins Minute. Westridge will be at Crockett. Sullivan East Soccer at Unicoi County. Cherokee will be at Granger. Science Hill hosting Daniel Boone in soccer. Jeff County goes to Greenville. University High, Gatlinburg Pittman, and Cosby at Chucky Doak. And Gate City, where did I see that? Let's go to volleyball. Volleyball today. We'll go Elizabethton at Greenville. Daniel Boone at Crockett. You have Tennessee High at Dobbins Minute in volleyball today. Westridge at Science Hill. Sullivan East volleyball at Unicoi County. Johnson County at Chucky Doak. Granger at Cherokee, Volunteer volleyball at Claiborne, Hampton will play at Kachia, North Green will be at Towering Oaks, West Green volleyball at Berean Christian, and Gate City, Virginia volleyball at Providence Academy. And that's your soccer and volleyball for this Tuesday, August the 26th. And again, football coming up on Thursday. There's 5 Thursday games. Unicoi County, Northview Academy, Gatlinburg Pittman will be at Cock County, Pigeon Forge at Seymour, Happy Valley hosting Cloudland, and West Green and North Green. All those are on Thursday this week. It is, as you know, Labor Day weekend coming up. So some teams are playing on Thursdays, 5 of them to be exact, 5 games, 10 teams, to give them and their fan base the the weekend off with Labor Day. A lot of people traveling. So there you go. Big thanks to Brian Pipkin, again, our owner here of the store, the restaurant at Phil's Dream Pip, the quest for perfect barbecue. Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26. Big thank you to Brian. Big thank you to Jeff Birchfield, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. He was along today. And also thank you just now to Brendan Sweeney, the Assistant Athletic Director of Milligan University. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you, viewers. Back at it tomorrow. We'll be at show number 2,349 tomorrow. We'll be tomorrow, as we said, we'll be at the Elizabethton Golf Course for the Carter County Bank Golf Classic, which is a high school golf tournament. We'll be talking a lot of golf kids and their coaches. Looking very much forward to that. We'll wrap it up, as we always do, with the verse of the day. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross. And it goes like this, Isaiah 41:13. Now listen to this. This is awesome. For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear. I will help you. Golly, Neds. What other verse in the Bible would you, they're obviously it's chock full of great verses, but what more would you want to know? The God of the universe is going to take hold of your right hand and say, don't be afraid, I'm going to help you. How much better does it get than that? And I'll finish it up saying, thank you, God, for this awesome promise. Good way to end it. For I am the Lord your God who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, put your name in there blank, Tom, Brendan, Brian, Susie, whatever your name is, do not fear. I will. It's a promise. Not if he feels like it, not if the mood strikes him. God says, I will help you. Wait into that one. Can't top that. We're out. Thank you for watching show number 2348. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll be live again at the Elizabethton Golf Course. Until then, we'll tell you as always, bloom where you plant it, and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 2348. The best part of the show is that verse. Do not fear, I will help you. I got folks I know going through job troubles, medical troubles, relationship troubles, battling for their spirituality. They can't decide whether to give in and let the Lord run their life. I know all four of those people. They're dealing all four of those. He says in Isaiah 41:13, do not fear. He takes you by your hand and says, do not fear, I will help you. That's the best part of the show is that verse. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day. Thanks for watching the Tom Taylor Sports Show live today at Phil's Dream Pit, Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26.